first off here, as it is going to be Echo removed. UP just do not want to see that in the hands of Cool.
Echo just does a heck of a lot of damage as AP
right
now. You know, the Time Winder hitting on the way back, has that dash that just gets the third proc so easily. And if you ever get hit by the ultimate, it's 1.3 AP.
Let's talk about that more.
130%.
It's ridiculous amounts of damage.
I thought we'd removed it from the game. I didn't think you could go over 1.
Well, with Echo, you most certainly can. At least it now has a mana cost.
Yeah, 100.
So that's it's a big deal. Well, Bard's going to be taken away as well, OMG. Sticking with that ban. His heart not going to be, I guess, focused for the Kalista ban. OMG not want to let that go into the hands of Sketch as well.
This is something that OMG do a lot. You know, they're very happy to first pick Kalista if they're on the blue side, and they're also really happy to ban it away if they're on the red side. Give a lot of respect to that AD carry.
Yeah, of course, just a powerful pick at the moment there on the bottom side. And of course, being on a team with Uzi, you know exactly what that champion is capable of, so you don't want to see it in the hands of your opponent as well. Alistair going to be removed. UP locking down that ban. Rise still making his way through. No jungle picks as well, as Gragas is going to be the first one taken away as the final ban. But UP, they could grab the Rise one more time, but it didn't necessarily work last time around.
Yeah, it certainly didn't, especially not with the 2v1 lane that came through in the end. So long, if he does want to go for that aggressive pick, needs to make sure he gets a 1v1 lane. But it is the Sivir. They're going to try and deny this away from Uzi. Sivir Maokai seems to be where OMG finds consistent success. So banning away the Maokai, picking away the Sivir, definitely a viable strategy.
Yeah, definitely still something that this unlimited potential want to keep in the back of their minds, because OMG can always just revert to that strategy. Loveling, considering the Rek'Sai one more time, actually locks it away very early on. Jiang still with his decision to make, but OMG very certain of their jungle.
Yeah, I'm not surprised right now. Loveling had a great game on the back end of a Rek'Sai performance. Pick it up one more time. Jiang also had a good top Nautilus performance, and he seems to be here to stay, Atlas.
Yeah, the top Nautilus definitely becoming a thing. Dandy played it before. Jiang played it a long time ago. More than happy to bring that towards the top side as Amy making his decision. Hecarim, of course, made it through the pick ban phase. Annie as well, as Heart's considering picking that one mostly away from Amazing, but of course Heart's champion pool is so incredibly massive. He's of course able to play that champion to a fantastic effect as well. This lane's amazing.
Is so terrifying. If you're a mid laner right now, you are not happy the fact that that has been picked up, because they can go through your jungle, shove your bottom lane in, and then just turret dive you repetitively, especially with a tanky jungler. So we'll have to see whether that is what they choose to do. Also, a lot of kill potential now on Uzi. You saw last time around they wanted to keep Uzi very safe in the bottom lane with the champion pool that they banned away. This time, Amy Hart gets the Annie.
Yeah, and of course, Cool does have the opportunity to go for something like the Azir at this stage, but still thinking about wanting to pick up the last pick mid lane.
Yeah, Victor, Cassiopeia are the two that Cool really does prefer there in the middle lane, so wouldn't be surprised if it was one of them. Uzi back on a mid-game carry.
Yeah.
Like to see that coming through from him, a little bit more aggression. This time it will be the Nautilus support.
Yeah, so of course the Gnar being there, so a massive frontline available from OMG. Looks like we are going to be putting the Nautilus into the support role, like you just said. Punished, considering another Jace pick, might just be a hover here as UP look to round out their lineup. And what do you think fits here with what UP's already put together?
Well, they do need a little bit of magic damage right now, because you got a Gnar, and if you go triple AD against him, it's just going to mean that he's able to go like just Randuin's, I don't know, Thornmail, throw in any form of HP and you're completely fine. So he does go across to a Twist of Fate. Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of early game power now built up in those last two picks almost alone, as Annie's also going to help out with any skirmishes that are going to happen early, and UP sort of really going all in for the early game with the late game Hecarim insurance.
Yeah, they certainly are, you know, and they have a good facilitator there in Sivir, going to be able to get Hecarim onto the backline with the ultimate. TF benefits a lot from movement speed. You actually normally see him take double mobility summoners, as you see Punish swap over to that right now. And Annie's also good at flying in there. The flank potential is very much a possibility. And just as I said, Cool normally plays Victor Cassiopeia. He locks in Azir.
Yeah, so look, I was right for once. I'm going to revel in this moment just for a little bit, but OMG's lineup definitely looking frightening. And speaking about late game insurance, what better champion than Azir?
Yeah, Azir just scales so well into the late game. Has relatively long range poke for himself, as well as consistent damage. Just does so much with cooldown reduction. Able to get going relatively early on as well.
Yeah.
Only really needs 2 items, so I like the pickup coming through there from Cool.
Yeah, I also really like it in conjunction with the Gnar as well. If you get a really nice Gnar ultimate and then you get a Azir wall right up against it as well, you can really lock people in place for large amounts of time. But Jiang able to take the Gnar into the Hecarim matchup. Pretty decent for a Gnar. We've seen it go both ways, though, of course, as Lee Sin is going to be taken against Loveling's Rek'Sai. So wanted to answer the early game power and now punished. He needs to be able to get these Destinies off early because this team wants to get things happening straight away.
Yeah, just wants to shove in early game. Sketch is on Sivir against the Uzi's Corki, and Annie versus Nautilus in the bottom lane. Amazing. Going to have to go up against the support that he's nearly single-handedly, along with Mako, keeping in the meta.
Yeah, well, exactly. So, of course, knows exactly how the Annie works, knows exactly what she's capable of, but, of course, Nautilus as well with a whole lot of engaged potential. This is definitely more in the wheelhouse of Amazing. Of course, looked a little bit interesting when he was flashing forward on the Janna. Makes a whole lot more sense when you got a Dredge line to follow that up.
Yeah, it certainly does. And, you know, they're able to get around the map incredibly quickly right now, so we'll have to see how they execute on the objectives.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But, of course, ladies and gentlemen, let's waste no time. Let's get onto the Rift. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. UP looking for revenge after OMG took them down in Game 1. To take us to the middle of our LPL Day 1 for this week. UP, see whether they can do it. Of course, already a 5-point defense system. Looking to try and answer this one. OMG setting up for the potential invade towards the top side. But they're not going to find anyone.
Yeah, so just 5 members strong, stacking up in that brush. 5-point defense come through from UP in response, and maybe a late invade will come through and try and wreck Lee Sin's day.
Yeah, Hart just going to get some vision over the side here at about 1 minute in. Going to be able to see exactly what's going on around that blue buff. OMG, though, grouped up as 5. Lots of pings from UP. They know what's going on. OMG know that they've been spotted.
Yeah, so not very deep vision actually for both sides coming through here. And the defense has come up. UP look like they might want to scuffle.
Yeah. Well, we have mentioned
they're going to late invade it themselves.
Yeah, they've got the early game comp, so we'll see whether they can get anything done. That being said, level 1's very different to early game. How do they go as far as the level 1 is concerned? Of course, Heart's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, so see whether Hart is able to fly in there. He's got the stun fully charged up there. Looking to wreck Cool's. Oh, actually, no, they're going for the top side of the map. Thought they were just going to kill Cool.
Yeah, well, actually, Cool pushing up very, very far here. They do have a ward over the side, and they're going to start on the red buff. Hart making his way through as the jungle follow is on here for OMG, but couple of people stunned here from Hart as well. The ignite down straight away as Loveling flashes over the wall, trying to get himself to safety. Amy gets the kick over the side, and he's going to be able to lock down the kill. Not going to be enough there with the hyper proc, and that was fantastic, threading the needle.
Yeah, able to get the flash to clear himself of the Gnar. Ziyong was doing his best to body block, but wasn't able to absorb it there. Threads the needle through, as you said, and they're going to be able to steal away the red.
Yeah, so Loveling already so far behind, going to be difficult for him to find his way in, and it's something that you always have to bear in mind when you're against the early power of the Lee Sin.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be something to watch for. Uzi has started a fast push in the meanwhile in the bottom lane. He's raced to shoving that turret. It means that Long will be able to grab the wave relatively quickly, and Amazing, he wants to try and help Loveling with a red buff.
Yeah, well, Loveling actually going to be starting on the Gromp over here. They want to be able to find that level 2 as quickly as possible. Uzi hanging around here, just continuing to shove this one in. Long can't actually go too far forward. Is aware that there's no Nautilus on the map just yet. Wants to be careful. Spots him out with a ward.
But Invade will come through successfully. They've still got the Lee Sin up towards the top side of the map. And Loveling, he picked up half the Krug camp as well as the Grom, so level 2, Ziyong also at level 2, so not in a horrible position right now, with the exception of First Blood going over to Amy.
Yeah, so 400 gold is the lead at the end of that one at 3.5 minutes, so that is decent for this stage of the game.
The other thing worth pointing out is the fact that Gnar is the best jungle follow with Hyper in the game. He is so incredibly good at jungling, able to chunk through percentage health damage, just is a great boon, and magic damage against creep always does good things. That's why we like magic damage junglers.
Well, Sketch and Hart, they're going to be able to take the first turret down as well. So the fast push was put on by Uzi there on the bottom side of the map, but it is going to be UP to draw first blood as far as that's concerned. That's a very early structure here at 4 minutes. Only half the health of this bottom lane outer turret is down, and UP now probably going to just move into standard lane with that extra gold advantage.
Yeah, try and get back down there. They picked up first blood and the assist onto the AD carry. They got first turret as well. See whether he's got enough for a BF sword. No, it's probably just going to be a pickaxe at this stage of the game. But Uzi now wants to dodge the lane, definitely.
Yeah, they're both heading back here. The bottom lane of OMG looking to relocate.
Sketch has done a really good job. That lane will shove back in towards him. He can actually stay up there, no danger.
Interesting. Uzi actually cancelled his back as well, so wanted to just turn his lane into a freeze as well.
Yeah, so both lanes, after an early advantage goes over to UP, both AD carries decide that they're not done farming yet, want to stick to it.
Yep, Cool just continues to farm here in the mid lane as well. Haven't touched on this one just yet. An advantage for Cool at the moment. But of course, Punish probably wanting to move around the map a little bit more.
This is what happens in a lot of TF matchups, actually. You just sit there and throw cards from that far back because they don't clear out the wave early on in the game. You miss a lot of silly CS.
Yeah.
So 7 CS, it's not a huge deal right now. As soon as he gets the first shot in there, expect it to be maybe double ring so he can just clear that out a little bit more effectively.
Yeah, just not an indication necessarily of how much extra pressure Cool is putting on, I guess.
Yeah, and you know, Azir is that middle lane bully that he likes to get ahead early. TF's range isn't incredibly long, and right now it looks like Amy going to try and skew the numbers, although level 3 is still relatively squishy at this point, so decides against it.
Yeah, it does have a balmy Cinder there as well, so a little bit of extra health, but you're exactly right. Probably needs a few extra levels before that is going to be relevant.
Yeah, so balmy Cinder means it will be a Cinder Hulk Lee Sin jungle coming through here. Hasn't gone for the upgraded jungle item, which means that he doesn't get the extra gold coming across. Loveling going to find him out.
Yeah, actually gets the knock up here as well. Level 3 for both of these junglers as Amy's actually going to take a whole bunch of damage. Cool gets in with the Q, but doesn't quite find the knock up now as well as OMG looking to try and get some more. There's another knock up. The slow comes down. Nice bounce from Jiang. But Safeguard's going to get into safety.
Yeah, Destiny was available. Cool was The rotation was coming through in the bottom lane.
That being said, now some action here on the bottom side of the map as Long and Hart get engaged on by OMG.
Yeah, and Long wanted nothing to do with that. He got the heck out of dodge.
Yeah, Long actually just heading back towards these Krogs one more time. Really does like killing these ones away as Lucidity Boots super quickly from Punished. Tell me about that build, Spawn.
That means he wants to win other lanes, not even concerned about mid lane. It's pretty much the build that Horn made popular when he was falling behind. It's like I'm going to push out my lane as quickly as possible, and Destiny all over the map. Try and get towards that 40% max CDR as quickly as possible.
We'll see whether he can do it. Of course, it is going to be Merlin-Omcon, all the likes of the Athenes that we saw earlier from this Twisted Fate. We'll see what he does decide to opt for here, as Cool's actually going to miss a little bit of farm as he's shoved it right into this turret very quickly. Side of UP. We'll be able to get these backline minions and, of course, one of those melees. So he's going to be A-OK, still sporting that 5 CS advantage there in the mid lane, almost with his Merlin-Omcon completed. Blue buffs available for both of our junglers as well very, very soon. As UP just continue to push out this top wave. But
yeah.
6 CS on Jiang, that is nothing.
Good ward coverage coming through on the bottom side by Amazing as well to make sure they know when TF goes towards picking up that blue buff. We'll be able to maybe sneak a dragon in that time. Rek'Sai very good at early dragons coming through here. And Chilling Smite has been picked up right now for Amy, so he wants to get even busier in the early game.
Most definitely. It's going to be the Phage pickup first here for Uzi as well, so looking to be able to move a little bit quicker. There's no backs to come in from Sketch. Actually still behind on farm just a little bit, but wants to be able to grab that BF sword when he can. Level 3 for Jiang. This is the big deal. The fact that he can't enter that lane just based on the
level 3 versus
difference.
level 7. Sketch can nearly dive him right now, and everyone is setting up for that. You see OMG trying to get up there to help their top laner out. Need to be careful that they're not caught in transit.
Yeah, Cool actually does manage to get the Sand Soldier over the top.
Cool level 7 against 2 level 4s as well. Very heavily in Cool's favor.
Yeah, level 4 is going to be level 5 very soon. Hard actually takes so much damage as you just reacted to there, as red buff going to be contested by UP. Just spawned on the other side of the map here as well. It is going to be an opportunity for Loveling to just enter the enemy jungle, pick that one up. They have a lot of vision around there as well. Loveling just going to be able to take down some Raptors. He's happy to concede that particular one.
Krogs go down as well. A lot of pressure on the top side of the map right now, committed by UP. They want to try and keep Ziyong down even further. Uzi doing a great job of farming in the bottom lane, though, and Heart level 4 means that Uzi, because he's level 7, nearly level 8, is going to be able to put a lot of upfront burst damage as soon as he goes back and gets that Sheen. Might even equalize the turrets, which means OMG done a really good job, even though their top laner is behind, to equalize the early game.
Yeah, and is this about UP not quite rotating towards that bottom lane just yet to answer this after the top lane turret went down?
I think that was the right choice because Uzi was stronger, but the problem was that it actually did the opposite. It allowed Uzi to just stay down there by himself. He wasn't forced to rotate, although now he's being gang teleport as well.
Yeah, he's fighting Sketch here, but Heart manages to get the stun. Long's here at the same time. There's the Valkyrie, tries to get the extra damage down, but doesn't land the last rocket. Wouldn't have even mattered as the ultimate comes through from Long to lock down the kill.
But that was a heal, ignite, ultimate coming through from Hecarim. That was a lot expended to just take Uzi down.
They didn't use any summoners.
Yeah, that's probably what they were looking to do earlier, you know. Try and make sure they control that part of the map. All of a sudden, Ziyong, he's got himself triple the CS of what he has. He's level 6 and looking to dive Amy.
Yeah, when you're on a very small amount of CS, triple isn't exactly as amazing as it sounds, but it's definitely good news here for OMG. Loveling looking for the dive onto Amy, of course, does have, actually no wards available here for this Lee Sin. Can't safeguard himself to anywhere interesting, but no dive to come through from OMG.
Yeah, had the ultimate available. Actually does surprising amount of early game damage as Cool goes in.
Yep, looking for something. Managed to curve his way around, but nothing exciting.
Yeah, able to deny a cannon crit, and you see that 10 CS still is the advantage right now. So Cool doing a good job on his ear to keep Punish down. Still no successful Destiny available.
No, that's very important.
They've stuck with the lane swap yet again.
It's like they went down there to kill Uzi and then said, okay, that's enough. Let's not push our luck.
Yeah,
move on.
Destiny lights up the map there.
Decides he doesn't really want too much from it. Is that because UP may not have had Dragon Vision?
I think they were actually looking towards red buff. They didn't want Amy to have that one stolen away. They're trying to keep... The game plan right now is keep Loveling and Ziyong down and see what they can get with those two advantages. Long's got a 20 CS advantage. Amy absorbed a lot of CS up in the top lane, so he has a slight advantage over Loveling right now as well. So see how long they can keep this going for, because Loveling, he started to ramp up and Ziyong won't be held down for much longer on Nah.
Yeah, Loveling as well. Now with a slight monster count score, a little bit higher. But apart from that, Amy's been able to get around, pick up a few more of those major buffs in the jungle, stealing away the red buff. Actually, something. Actually, it was UP trying to destroy a tunnel, but it is going to be the kickback onto Loveling into the wall here as well. He's going to die super easily, and Sketch picks it up with the reset. Transitions immediately into this dragon. I just don't know what Loveling was trying to do.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a misclick maybe, or just an overcommitment because he didn't know where all the members were. Instead, UP, they pick up the first dragon of the game. They've got themselves a solid 1,000 gold advantage and going to be able to rotate back into their lanes and see if they can continue this pressure. Uzi is scary though. 32 CS. Phage and Sheen finished up right now. Corky in a great position.
And another Avarice Blade picked up from Sketch as well, so not a lot of sort of optimal statistics from that particular item, more sort of conceding the lane just a little bit. Boomerang not going to be so good, as Uzi's looking for some rockets, doesn't find those either. Amazing able to use that Relic Shield though, gets himself some at least guaranteed farm. Sketch just can't stay in this lane.
Yeah, Uzi scouts out the fact that Amy was still in the bottom lane as well, so Amy has to recall back into the jungle, and all of a sudden, Ziyong has caught up on CS. He was really far behind, 48 now to 53, goes back, grabs some Tabi, grabs the Giant's Belt, much better off than he was 6 minutes ago, and all of the pressure that UP was building on that side of the map has now dissipated.
Yeah, and as far as the item build for Ziyong is concerned, he's got that Giant Spell. Would you like to see that built into the likes of a Frozen Mallet, something like that?
So it decides what Long goes for. If he goes for the team fighting build, probably needs to be answered here with maybe a Randuin's Omen coming through. But if Long looks like he wants to stay in the split pushing wave, yeah, Ziyong has all the choices of being able to go an aggressive item build like a Frozen Melt.
Well, we'll see what he does decide to do here as OMG move towards the mid game. They want to be able to grab themselves some dragons, not let UP have that particular win condition, but are they going to get themselves into the right position? Because as far as OMG's comp looks like, I mean, it's Uzi as far as their mid-game spike.
Yeah, Azir's also fairly decent in the mid-game, you know, needs a couple more items to get going as Amy steals his third red buff of the game away.
Ridiculous.
Rek'Sai really good in the mid game. Like, so I think that OMG are actually a little bit better off in the mid game than what we've given them credit for, but definitely will be looking to... Yeah, honestly, I think that they're better in the mid game across the board than what UP brings to the table. UP need to take this one a little bit later.
Well, it's interesting just talking about a Lee Sin comp. I almost like default to the fact that, you know, Lee Sin's on the lineup. Of course, there's an Annie there as well. They want to fight early, but may not necessarily
Tank
be the
Lee
case.
Sin is actually really good against 2-threat comps because all you need to do is kill one of them and then a lot of the damage falls away. And right now, OMG, they're kind of a 2-threat comp. Of course, Ji Young will do a little bit more damage, but has been held down and looks like he's going to be forced into a tanky build. So Lee Sin, all he has to do is get a kick on either Cool or Uzi, and doesn't matter what items he's built on the back end of that. The rest of the damage threats, because they've got a Hecarim, they've got Twisted Fate, and Scatch for all the additional damage, going to be able to carry through the rest of it.
Interesting. Well, we'll see how it works, of course. And look, I'm excited to see how OMG manages to transition. Of course, already an advantage for UP. They want to try and even up this series. And UP just need to grab wins for themselves as well. I mean, this is a team that's not necessarily looking like they're in the driver's seat in a lot of their games thus far. And we don't want to keep falling down that trap.
Yeah, it's just been a very hard for every single time UP wins. It's like they have to take it incredibly late down to the wire and really team fight, and they're highly stressful games, honestly.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see whether they're able to get an easier victory. If they can build an early game advantage, maybe use this TF to get around the map, it might be a bit better. But right now, they can't even get a pick in the bottom lane. Uzi playing a lot too smart, not overextending for the CS that he usually would.
No, and Scatch sort of easily shoving minion waves into Uzi as well, as Amy actually going to discover a ward. Actually not going to see it there as Uzi just walks over the boomerang. He's going to be more than safe as Bubbling paying a visit towards the river. And look, OMG just playing super safe. Still a 40 CS lead here for Uzi, who's got the Trinity Force. Also has a cheeky Null Magic Mantle.
All of a sudden, around the back, the whole lineup of OMG looking to see if they can get something happening here. Already the retreat came through, and very quiet mid-game for UP versus OMG in the game too.
Yeah, and so much defensive vision from OMG as well. It's almost like they sort of feel like they might have the screws tightened here from the UP squad, and they're saying, okay, let's bunker down, let's make sure that we get past this moment. But as you illustrated, OMG probably have the opportunity to fight.
Yeah, OMG definitely have the ability to be able to... I think what they're really worried about is being picked off, starting a fight where they don't have the... where they look like they have the numbers advantage, TF flying in over the back, Cool not being able to make it there because he's a little bit less mobile right now. Hasn't even got Boots at all versus Boots 2 on Twisted Fate, so Punish going to beat him around the map pretty heavily. Actually, Cool commits to a death cap before he's even finished up his Morellonomicon. That's a...
He wants damage.
Different build.
Certainly wants damage. So, of course, when you go back and you've got that 1,700 gold after the needlessly large rod, you're pretty much going to buy a hat, aren't you? Like, it's in the shop. It's the item that you really want. May as well pick that one up hard, actually, in a bunch of trouble. Look at the damage from that death cap. See, that's why.
Yeah, definitely understand what Death Cap does in the game. So...
But a Lich Bane is what's going to be completed on the other side. Punished picks up that item, looking for an Arm Guard as his next choice here with that cloth armor. And he's going to have a lot of safety, but it's mostly looking like a split push build from this Twisted Fate.
Yeah, it looks like they've got a couple of split pushes. Long in the top lane, going to be able to fulfill that role. A good disengage/engage combo there as they're trying to get in behind Scatch and pressure down these bottom turrets. Use that Trinity Force coming through from Uzi, who's got Merc Treads.
Actually, Cool going to zone everyone out here. The knock up onto Amy. Cool picks up the kill. Emperor's Divide, of course, making sure that no one could come in. Of course, no one was there on the side of UP, so I believe that may have actually just been a miss onto the Lee Sin. Didn't matter. Still able to get that kill.
Yeah, Lee Sin flash, so able to get on the other side of that one. And as we said, just a split push coming through right now, able to make them pay. Committed very heavily to the bottom lane. Punish was able to get a little bit of work done in the mid lane, but the pressure continues everywhere else on the map.
Yeah, Scatch, of course, has a fair bit of wave clear, so he's going to be able to clear out the minions around this point, but OMG looking for their first dragon.
Bubbling able to start this one up for his team, going to be able to take it away. Doesn't really look like much contest going to come through because Amy was dead. That's the jungler, and they'll be able to take their first away.
Yeah, OMG pull it out nicely from that pit, so Lock that one away, no contest, and you can see once again we've got a very close game on our hands.
Yeah, but maybe just a little bit in favor right now because, they've
Yeah,
caught it.
there's
Amazing.
the Destiny. Amazing. Most certainly going to be falling down as Sketch locks away the kill. They're going to transition into a blue buff steal as well. So UP picking up the objective and the kill.
I was going to say maybe just in favor of OMG because they haven't been able to do that, pick off members. UP haven't been able to pick off members of OMG, but this time around, able to get in there, use the Destiny very effectively, use the Sivir ultimate to get within range, pick up the support. And Amazing needs to play a little bit tighter than that because typical pick comps always have prioritized supports first. That's how you get your carries fed. Just kill the support a couple of times, and then you transition it into members like the mid laner, like the AD carry, and try and get the rest of the team behind.
Yeah, people that you can guarantee you can kill just based on the fact that they're squishy. And of course, support's not going to necessarily have the levels. So Amazing, despite the fact that he's a tanky Nautilus, just doesn't have the levels behind him just yet.
Uzi's put in a lot of hard work to get ahead in this lane, but all of a sudden, Sketch 2-0-2, even though he's 40 CS down, UP with a fairly healthy gold lead, nearly 2,000 at this point in the game.
Yeah, and Sketch as well, probably going to be able to finish off the Berserker's Greaves when he goes back. Also has that Avarice Blade. He's had it for a long time as well. It's going to be earning him a bunch of fat stacks of money. Nice depth charge onto Long, but he's going to be fine. Of course, has a fair bit of tenacity there just with his tanky masteries. Uzi just transitioning into taking down the top outer turret. So this is what OMG needs to do. They move their Corki and they pick up the objectives. This is what I've really enjoyed about OMG's playstyle since they started playing Corki again, this split around, is the fact that they use the Corki so well.
Yeah, Trinity Force is just such a good turret busting build to be able to shove through waves exactly like Uzi's doing and keep himself moving around the map and taking objectives. Now they've got all three outer turrets. They're able to get the gold back to nearly equal, only 800 in favor of UP. And with the tunnel network, Uzi's fairly safe because members can get there. Ji-Young's got the teleport. You can see Loveling has the ultimate to be able to collapse, and he's got Merc Tread, so a little bit of tenacity on his side.
Yeah, Uzi just does not want to get tippers. I think he's just scared of the bear, and that makes a whole bunch of sense. Actually, Loveling might be caught out just a little bit. Lung looking to try and get in amongst it as Sketch. He's caught him in the Dragon Pit. Loveling nowhere he could go, and this is what UP's comp's designed to do.
They need to pick members off over and over again, and that's how they're going to keep themselves ahead. More importantly, probably needed to transition that into an objective, but right now, vision control, minion control is just so good. Half being caught.
Yeah, depth charge comes through there as well. Actually, Boomerang hits him on the way back. Uzi picks up an easy kill for himself. Jiang gets the Mega Gnar, and that means that UP not wanting to be anywhere near this one. No Dragon to be picked up, so OMG not exactly going to be able to pick up too much of an objective from this one, but definitely happy with the kill.
But you could see what UP were trying to do as, wow.
Oh, wow. Sketch does manage to use a nice spell shield in order to stop a bit of that damage, but Uzi just sidesteps the shot. Oh, my goodness. There's another Boomerang landing. Safeguard is going to be onto Amy there just to try and get himself out.
That's the rest of the members as well.
Yeah, Cool finds his way in. Sketch takes so much damage. Cool does have to be safe here, but can he use the cleanse? He's going to be fine. Punish. Trying to chase onto Amazing. He's trying to lock in a gold card as well, but can't find it. And that is 2 easy kills for OMG.
Yeah, OMG just able to dive. Very good aggressive play coming through, and Uzi is playing like a man possessed today. Able to get in there. Has the makings of a Blade of the Ruined King, the Bilgewater Cutlass, and they're going even more.
Yeah, Jiang actually getting another transform here. He's got the Mega Gnar. Gets stunned though as Cool super low, but not quite dead. How is he still alive? Lung trying to catch him out, but he's not going to get there. It is going to be Amazing that falls down, but the immortal Cool is going to be okay.
And this is the OMG everyone has been waiting for. They've got 2 Chinese superstar carries, Uzi and Cool, and they finally seem to be gelling at the right time.
Yep.
And it's the aggression coming out of Uzi that's allowing Cool to make plays, because everyone's just trying to tunnel and kill this AD carry with Merc Treads. Very slippery at this point in the game, but this might be a little bit too much.
Yeah, everyone going over that wall to try and get in amongst it, of course. Oh, that was Uzi.
Nah,
Did he
Amy.
No, Amy managed to get it. Okay. He already had a red buff. Whoa, Amy going super aggressive. Gets knocked up here as well, as Amy just able to use that safeguard to safety.
Sometimes it's about sending a message and stay out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, did no damage, but
didn't actually do much at all. Flooding with death. I like it. Danger, not afraid, says Amy. Probably should be afraid of losing the game, potentially. 2,500 gold the lead for OMG. Things looking like they're moving more towards sort of the veteran squad's favor.
And cool, 3-0 on 2, 235 CS. We haven't really touched it on the mid lane. Been able to get up 30 CS against Punish. All those extra kills going towards what looks to be the makings of a Luden's Echo as well. Mid-game damage is not going to be a problem for this Azir.
Oh, most definitely not. Could even go for Zhonya's Hourglass as well, as Loving actually gets caught out of his burrow.
That's the thing I don't understand about Rek'Sai's burrow.
Yeah,
if he starts it, gets knocked out, but then the end appears somehow. It's like you didn't go through.
Yeah, how are you supposed to set up the end of your tunnel without actually building the tunnel yet?
Should just be an ineffective tunnel.
Yeah,
you go in one end, get stuck, have to come around, back out the other way.
It's like having your cake and you can't go anywhere near it. Weird.
It's nothing like cake.
Yeah, I was looking for the cake analogy, just didn't quite find it. Might be hungry. Who knows? 3,000 gold now the lead for OMG, though, as they're moving forward this time around. Second Dragon available for that team. Of course, both sides are able to pick up a second Dragon if they can get in there. On the hunt has been popped, though, as Hart does get the stun onto Uzi, but bit of extra tenacity gets him out of that one a little bit earlier, and Valkyrie, more importantly, gets him over the wall.
Yeah, so able to get over terrain, very important right now. OMG zoning for this, they want to fight.
Yeah, Punish actually gets caught up. Big one from Uzi as well, doing a whole bunch of work as Tibbers comes down, but gets it turned on him, does Hart. Punish has to be careful, tries to tunnel in onto Uzi, but can't get there. The double kill already for Long, though. The horse is going nuts. Ziva's going to die, though, and the horse is going to have to get the heck out of here. OMG just turned back to the Dragon. It's all in a day's work. It's a 3 for 2.
And I don't think I've seen a defensive Volk, apart from the one over the wall from Uzi, in an actual team fight. Uzi just volked on top of Sketch again, got away from all the members, knew that his tanks were still available, and just able to put on so much damage.
Yeah, it's his Rumble impression. Tries to set up the red carpet that the Equalizer would do. Long actually going to get slowed down just a little bit. Loveling looking for the knock-up. Does actually find it here as Amy's going to try and make this one a 2v2. He's going to get in there in time as Loveling forced to flash away. Sonic Wave did connect, but doesn't want to get back in. There is a Mega Gnar threatening, and UP got to be scared of that.
Yeah, certainly does. Transform coming through. They recognize that Long was too tanky, especially with that challenging smite coming through. Amy not as tanky right now, so he was taking a load of hurt, and they just back away.
And you were absolutely correct, by the way. Cool's picked up a Luden's Echo.
Yeah, as I said, they're very mid-game centric, this build. Late game, UP might be able to get back into it. Twisted Fate's damage, very underrated in the late game. He blows squishies up.
Oh, yeah.
But right now, OMG are running highs on every one of their carries. Incredibly tanky top lane and jungle coming through. And the burst damage that will come out of Uzi and Cool means that if anyone is isolated, they are going down.
Yeah, the fantastic items from Uzi at this particular point as well. Bled the Rune King as well as that last Whisper. So he's just doing tons of auto attack damage.
And they're trying to fight yet again here.
Yeah, they're looking for Punish. Amazing's going to get stunned up. Sketch looking to finish off the support who flashes over on top of Punish, trying to get the staggering blows, but doesn't find it just yet. Jiang with a lot of rage while looking to try and get into that Mega Gnar form is possibly... No! Punish gets the kill before it even happens as Long tries to find Uzi, who flashes out of the way of the horse. Cool still alive as Amy. He's in amongst it. Kick back onto Uzi, and he's going to die as UP just played better as a team in that fight.
One too many aggressive Valkyries come through from Uzi yet again. He tried to dive into the team. Cool got chunked out. Couldn't even get the ultimate across. And it looks like Baron's going to go over to unlimited potential.
Yeah, already down to 3,000 health. Cool able to get a lot of damage over the wall here with these Sand Soldiers as Loveling wants to get in for the desperation. Steel does find it. OMG managed to pick up the Baron. Cool still looking to pick up some kills. Flashes over the wall after picking up the kill with the E. Beautiful stuff. And OMG, they pick up a little bit back from a pretty awkward engage.
Yeah, they certainly do. They were able to take out Amy on the back end of it. Punish went down first, and just the 50-50 smite coming through. You never want that to happen. UP might have been better off fighting, but just couldn't get their window.
Yeah, and that was a pure smite there from Loveling as well. I mean, he was all the way back. He got knocked out of the way at that one, but was enough, just able to get the better smite off.
Yeah, so able to get that 50-50 really does come down to, I guess, experience with a great mix of luck coming through there. Never undervalue.
Let's be real.
Yeah, never undervalue the power of luck on your time. I would much rather be lucky than good a lot. But I'm just neither right now. As we take another look at that, able to duck in, and everyone smites at the same time, and he just gets it.
Yeah, it was just a little bit later. Not quite enough burst here for UP.
Yeah, I think they actually tried to prioritize the Rek'Sai as he came over there, as they're fighting for another pick.
Yeah, looking for Uzi on the hunt's being popped. Nowhere that this Corki is going was looking for a follow-up kill.
And they're looking for the rest of them as well.
Yeah, they can see them as the Onslaught of Shadows actually comes over the wall. Lung trying to engage as Cool's going to get stunned up as well. Doesn't have the cleanse, just destroyed as he knocks the rest of UP over the wall. OMG now trying to turn this one around onto the 3 members that they've caught around their red buff, but Scat with all the auto attack damage. Cool guys don't look at explosions as the support falls down as well. Loveling's going to die, and that's an ace for UP.
Yeah, UP ace for nothing. Just another great pick coming across, and Uzi out of position was... The rest of the team was incredibly deep in the jungle. Uzi was trying to follow through, it looked like, and it just got caught.
Yeah, and with the UP's ability to move around this map, as soon as anyone's at all out of position, you can't do anything.
Yeah, they've got the Talisman coming through there for Annie. They've got Twist of Fate, Sivir Ultimate, Lee Sin that can jump over walls. A really mad pony right now.
Oh, yeah.
Long 5-1 and 6. Got to check in with him, having a fantastic mid-game.
And this is a full tank Hecarim as well. When he decides to pick up that Trinity Force after this Spirit Visage is done, which is going to be right now, he'll just be able to destroy Uzi.
Yeah, he'll be able to get in there, really make Uzi's life miserable. Punished is the real anti-carry right now. He's gone for the Lichbane as well as that Zhonya's Hourglass. Anything after that just means that he can dive onto the backline and just get repetitive stun cards out.
Yeah. Well, it is going to be the Phage now completed for Lung as well, so he's third of the way towards that Trinity Force. When it just gets
Time
more
bomb
and more.
now on.
Yeah, exactly.
3 damage threat comps generally beat out 2 damage threat comps, especially if they're able to get on the back line with the ease of what Twisted Fate and Hecarim are able to do. Needs to be good vision control coming through from OMG. Currently it's just lacking a little bit on the bottom side of the map. A lot of defensive wards still, but they can't really go past River without the threat of being picked off by Twisted Fate.
Yeah, OMG also have a Mega Gnar in the bottom lane without a teleport as well, so UP is sort of freely able to move through this jungle even as only a 4-man unit, even as potentially a 3-man unit, considering Punished has the Destiny available. He can turn up in the nick of time.
I've always wanted to see this base race. They're not going to go for it, but Azir versus Twisted Fate. I just want to know who wins.
That's a really good point. Sun Turret is actually going to go up here for OMG. So it seems like they may have got the inside track on this inner turret. They are going to take that one down. He's going to be traded for the top lane inner turret, so Long not going to let them get away with it for nothing. No teleports, as we mentioned before, going to be available. Dragon going to be up in another 13 seconds. OMG clinging to that for a win condition.
Long going to be late to it, definitely. Pinging actually top turret. They're going to commit to this. And OMG, they're probably going to get a free Dragon, but at what cost?
Well, can they get back in time to defend this top lane turret? Destiny's going to be used
They're going
here.
for it.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take this one down. That's an easy inhibitor here for UP. They tear through these structures, and they knew that they wanted to be doing this very early on. Lichbane was the first item for Punished. He knew that he wanted to be split pushing and creating bad situations for OMG.
But they might have caught the other 2 members out. Sketch and Hart in trouble.
Yeah, they've got so much movement speed. The flash to the knock-up. Hart is going to super die there as OMG lock down the kill. Can they transition into any more, though? That is the real question. The inhibitor turret is what's being pinged down for OMG. Loveling wants to be able to tank that one up. He's got the Randuin's Omen. Actually wants to take down Wolves. What are you doing, Loveling? OMG, they've got so much tower damage, though.
Yeah, they certainly do. They've got Trinity Force, a very strong Uzi right now. 5, 3, and 5. Actually transitioning into the bottom lane. The wave is a little bit bigger down there. Feel like they can get more work done, but Heart's up in 9 seconds. This is a little bit too late.
Yeah, it's a bit of indecisive play here for OMG. I would have liked to see Loveling just try and tank out the mid lane turret because they've got so much burst damage. They get any free time on this turret, they can take it down. That's one auto attack from Uzi.
Amy's behind them looking for the flank. They back straight away. They do not want to get picked off by this lineup.
Yeah, they got to be careful. That top wave is going to start shoving in with the super creeps as well. OMG.
Maybe
Look,
I missed their window.
No, I think they've missed it. They are going to be heading back to base now, looking to just try and defend this one out. Baron up in another minute and a half. And of course, OMG managed to get it. They got it onto a couple of members, and then immediately got aced. So, haven't been able to utilize that buff just yet. We'll see whether UP can grab the next one, whether they can push forward and take a victory here. Uzi going to easily take down this blue buff. Just wants it for himself. Knows that he's the carry. Cool. You don't need it.
4 items finished up on Cool, though. He has some good magic regen coming through for himself. Uzi also very good at poking off objectives like Baron, so yeah, I understand that it's definitely useful on the Corki at this point in the game, going towards potentially an Infinity Edge as his 4th item here, not going as defensive as he did last game. It's going to be a double buff Corki. And you have to say, with how Uzi's been playing, definitely the potential to drag OMG back into this game.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether he's going to continue to play as aggressively as he has before. As Jiang, he's just going to utilize his teleport advantage to get himself towards clearing out all of these super creeps. Long is just going to split push, utilizing the same advantage towards the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, so it's actually going to be either Uzi or Cool. They can pick one that will shove out the top lane as hard as possible. Jiang will just respond to Long, but right now there is a 2-level advantage, and honestly, a huge item advantage. Long is just ignoring it.
Yeah, well, actually, Mega Nari is going to be available here for Jiang. Does land the wallop. Message received by the top laner of UP as Jiang is actually going to be able to claw that one back. Saves the inner turret as well. Destiny going to be popped, and there's the on the hunt. Flash over. Uzi's going to get caught out. Immediately destroyed as Punish picks up the kill. Depth charge onto the Twisted Fate, but he's already out of there. And OMG just seem to never have any time with their AD carry alive.
And right now I'm looking at that BF sword and pickaxe and thinking, why is he not got a QSS? Just a flash over the wall, able to get out of the first one, but then gets picked off by the gold card. All of a sudden they just have all the advantage around Baron right now. Uzi's dead. Wasn't even able to flash. That is how quickly that happened.
Yeah. So look, just got stunned up. Would have really liked it. Of course, the Mikhail's was there. Amazing used it, but then there's just so much of a layering effect of this CC that you get rid of one, there's another one to back it up. OMG actually...
Smite actually gone away. Long has one though.
Oh, Loveling not going to be able to get it this time around. Lung's going to lock down that one with the Smite. Onslaught of Shadows over the edge as well. Jiang wants to build up some rage. Does have a fair bit available to him, but OMG, they want to try and get out of this and just consolidate what they have and then try and answer the push that's going to come through.
Still does so much damage in this game, able to come through, defend as best as he possibly can, but this is a danger with 2 threat lineups. Really think that pick comps work so well against them because of what we're repetitively seeing. Cool gets picked off, Uzi has to do too much heavy lifting, then Uzi gets picked off, Cool all of a sudden is the only damage threat that will come through for OMG. Loveling doing his best to try and steal away these objectives, wasn't able to get this one, but OMG threw the dice on this game, and it just looks like the UP have too many threats to deal with.
Yeah, and I think that like UP have just picked, like this particular pick comp is just so good at punishing every single positional mistake that you can possibly make, just because they can move so incredibly quickly. So as soon as they notice anyone out of position even slightly, they can capitalize straight away with the Destiny, with the fact that there's Righteous Glory and Talisman on Heart. Just get in there, targeted stun, easy as you like.
Yeah, a couple of targeted stuns. You got Heart that's able to throw his in there. You've got the gold cards that can come through. Even Long, like the E from Hecarim, is very underrated as a CC. You just run past people and pretty much stun them back into the team. TF top, looks like they want to fight.
Yeah, looking for a teleport here from OMG. We do have Jiang coming through, wants to build up some range. The boomerang's there. Yeah, Amy trying to come for a flank. Is going to be able to kick at least someone over the top. Cool, immediately destroyed. Uzi now going to be the focus from this UP lineup. They get over the base gate wall, but that's without the Azir now. Jiang fell down as well as Sketch managed to lock down that kill. And OMG, without 2 of their huge carry members, they're going to lose another inhibitor. UP have just played this comp so beautifully. This is 2 incredibly different comps, tried one after the other. And UP this time have just nailed it.
Yeah, they certainly have, and they're going again.
Yeah, Long going to be able to easily destroy Amazing. Loveling going to follow suit immediately. Uzi is so incredibly low. He's on the fountain now as well. They're losing Nexus turrets. UP going to even up the series with a fantastic early game pick comp. And look, if the first one doesn't work, let's try a completely opposite style, and that one's going to work out quite nicely.
Yeah, and they scaled really nicely into the late game. As I said, Twisted Fate's power in the late game, I feel, is really undervalued because he was able to get into the back line, force the whole team into retreat, pretty much single-handedly assassinated Cool before Zhonyazing up, and just chased everyone away. So really big credit in the mid lane there for Punish. He had 2 very good games, but the pick comp just made sure that OMG, a team that does struggle with communication and map movements, had to be on point, and they just got caught out time and time again.
Yeah, and you can see Uzi still with a smile on his face, happy to go 1-1 with this team, and of course things a little bit too aggressive there on that Corki in the early game, but definitely take about their UP. That was a fantastic execution of what could be a very difficult comp to make work. If you fell behind with that comp, things would have been really bad.
Yeah, it certainly was. You know, they had a 1-3-1 split push to fall back on. They did have some answers to come through there, but OMG were ahead. They had Cool really fed. Uzi was so far ahead in that game. He was tearing through people, Vulking in aggressively, looking very dominant. But then just the TF ultimates started rolling through one after another. And, you know, maybe the vision control just wasn't there and they were able to capitalize on some bad positioning errors.
Yeah, just not quite enough to come out from this OMG lineup to pick up the 2-0. And what does this mean for OMG? Because you can imagine they probably really wanted to pick up the 2-0, get themselves firmly in that top spot.
Yeah, and, you know, we came into this, said it's going to tell us a lot about OMG. They're still so up and down. When they look good, they look incredible. Mid-game, Corki seems to be still one of Uzi's very good champions. And, you know, they just need to be able to string 1, 2, 3 good performances back-to-back because game one, they looked unstoppable.
They did. And it's just the type of comps that they're running. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are successfully through half of the LPL for tonight. The second half going to be coming up right after this short break.